welcome or welcome back to 4F Beauty. When will I be YouTube famous? I don't know. But I do have my own personal fan going over here. I have got it so that it's actually blowing behind me, so I'm hoping it doesn't whip my voice away too much, because obviously I am having to rely on the camera microphone because I still haven't managed to get myself a separate microphone yet. Regular viewers will know that because I'm off to one side and there is space here for pictures, it's another episode of Hell Yeah or Whoa, Whoa, Whoa No. And it includes my thoughts on the Huda drama and the Manny Jeffree drama. Now, I am not a drama channel, I am not a commentary channel, I'm not even a candle review channel, but this drama does have an effect on some of the products that we're talking about, or that I'm talking about today, so it would be remiss of me to not mention issues. As always, I am going to be referring to my phone for the pictures, so that I make sure I talk about it in the right order and don't miss anything out. Right. Good Lord, where do I start? That's a very, very good question. Okay. Let's start with Jeffree. He has finally done the reveal for his summer collection 2018 with the Thirsty palette. And I'm going to be running some pictures up here in a various different order. The palette itself, very pretty indeed. Has the yellow and the blue that he sneak peeked on the drag queen doing his makeup video the other week. Shimmers in the middle row, which he says are a new formulation. You'll know what that means. And quite a sort of corally, peachy, salmony top row. I'll be honest, it's not as bright as I was expecting. Yeah, I was really expecting it to be, you know, maybe something more like the Mischief Matte Revolution Pro, or you know, the Calmy palette that they did. So I was surprised that really the only sort of punches of colour are the middle three on the bottom row and the middle one on the top row. But he did do some swatches of the different colours, and you can see that he actually went outside for the shimmers as well. So, you know, they do pack a punch, but they are basically gold, bronze and silver, so it's, you know, it's nothing I haven't already got in my collection. Don't get me wrong, I probably am going to buy it, because, you know, I like his eyeshadow formula. I'm feeling the yellows and the blues at the moment, so I'm probably going to pick up, yeah, I probably am going to pick that up, let's be honest. That's going to be a hell yeah. But I will admit to having been slightly underwhelmed when he first debuted it, which anybody who knows me knows what a shocking sentence that is for me to say. Right, moving on to his lipsticks that he's releasing. They're in orange packaging with like water droplets on to, I don't know whether it's meant to be sweat or spray from the ocean or what it's meant to be, but water droplets. And there are 8 different colours. Soft Serve, Coral Fixation, Thirst Pop, which is a metallic, Fudge Pop, which is a metallic, and similar to Chrysanthemum and Pumpkin Pie, once it's dry, if you tap it with your fingers, it brings out like a mica shimmer in it. Huntington Beach, Cherry Wet, Yummy, again, once it's dry, although this is a matte one, not a not a metallic. Once it's dry, pat it again, and as with pumpkin pie, you get the gold mica in it. And 818, which he calls the sister to 714. Now, 714 was released as part of the summer collection in 2015. That was the yellow packaging, and it had originally been a pink top, and then it got discontinued, and then he brought it back as a yellow as part of his summer 15 collection because everyone was wanting it. But he admitted at the time he was struggling to get the formula right. You can get it non-streaky, but it takes a lot of finessing. It's not like the one swipe and go like most of his are. That's 714, not 818. And a lot of people were complaining about that, but you know, he was upfront about it when he debuted it. He said that, look, I'm still struggling to get this right. The 714 was the only one out of the summer collection that didn't have the watermelon scent, because putting the scent into it disrupted the formulation even more. 714 was his zip area code at the time for his telephone, or no, his telephone code at the time, his dialing code. 818 is apparently the dialing code for Calabasas, where he currently resides, and apparently this formulation is now cracked. He's got this one down to its, you know, the same as his other, one swipe and go jobs. Now, I'm not a Jeffree collector. I don't collect everything he does. I just collect the colours that I'm going to wear. And yes, I do have Queen Bee, which is the bright yellow. So, apparently that Queen... no, I'll talk about that when we get to that. These ones, there's 4 definite that I want. There's 2 maybes, and there's 2 that I'm not fussed, and, you know. So we'll wait and see. That's partly a hell yeah, and partly a maybe baby, as to which colours I choose from that. Bags. He's got 2 different style of bags that he's added now, along with his current makeup bags, and I have got the black chrome one, and it is brilliant. You can get a hell of a lot in there. You can even fit his palettes in it, and they're quite big, let's face it. He's got this orange square or rectangular one, which you can see in comparison to the original holds even more. But he's also bringing out, I always call them train cases. They're not train cases, they're sort of the oval shaped ones that are quite deep. He's got a pink version of that, and he's got an orange version of that, and he showed how deep it was, and he also showed that blood sugar can fit flat on the bottom of it, so it gives you an indication of the size and just how much you can fit in there. Those, what I call train cases, are vegan leather and apparently super soft. So I know I want one of the orange bags, I just don't know which one yet. I have until the 16th to make up my mind. Now, in the video, he said that they'd got a production delay with the lip scrub, so he didn't have them with him. And he named 3 flavours, which was orange gummy bear, pink lemonade, and rainbow sherbet ice cream, as I have written there. But I do believe that, I thought I had it written down, I'm pretty sure that there was a 4th flavour. Yeah, there we go, grape soda is the 4th flavour. Now, I've got to admit, that rainbow ice cream one intrigues me. More so because I'm guessing it's going to be rainbow coloured in the actual pot itself. Orange gummy bear, I mean, he's done an orange one before, and I didn't pick that up because I wasn't really fussed about it. Rainbow sherbet does really appeal to me, so does pink lemonade. So that's maybe baby on those. 3 new mirrors, so a star mirror the same as before, but with his J-Star logo, as well as being indented, it's filled in white. And then 2 popsicle mirrors, which, as you can see, are the same height as the star mirrors, so they are large mirrors. You will be able to see your whole face in it when you're doing your makeup. One of them is like an orange ice creamy one, and the other one is what we over here would call fab lollies, except it doesn't have the hundreds and thousands on the top. Maybe it's a rocket lolly. Anyway, it's an ice pop. So those are going to be available on the 16th as well. Nathan did this picture on his Instagram of this hashtag Jeffree Star approved cap, because obviously every time Jeffree reviews something, it's is this Jeffree Star approved or not. So I'm guessing that's coming up, but we don't quite know when. Oh, hang on a minute, I've just got a text message coming I need to answer. Hold on. Sorry about that, that was just something I had to reply to. Okay. Next one is the Cleonad Cosmetics. This is what the Archeo palette looks like on the inside. Now, these are all handmade, even to the point that the names are written on the cases by hand. Don't know an exact date yet or an exact price for when that's coming out. As soon as I do, I will let you know. And depending on price, that's a maybe, baby. To be honest, that's what I was expecting the Jeffree Star one to look more like. Anyway, moving on. Marc Jacobs, as I have said in my previous couple, this 2018 appears to be the year of luminous sprays, glittery goop, and lip glosses. Marc Jacobs is jumping on the bandwagon with their lip glosses, but they're lipstick bullet shaped. I don't know why he's gone that route with it, and I don't know how well they'd cope in your handbag on a hot day, but some quite interesting colours there. Although, to be honest, when you look at them on the deepest, which still isn't very deep, skin tone that he swatched them on, they do all look very samey. But, you know, those are coming out if you want them. For me, it's going to be a whoa, whoa, whoa. No, thank you. Crayola are teaming up with ASOS with this colour outside the lines. Now, I've got absolutely no idea what it's going to be. It looks like it's crayon shaped eye pencils. Am I 4 or 44? Whoa, no. Right, Dior is bringing out a huge collection called their Backstage Makeup Collection, which includes a crap ton of stuff. There's a contour palette, 2 eyeshadow palettes, a warm and a cool one, and they're going to be like $49 each for not many shadows. Brushes, a glow face palette, a lip palette, brow kits, lip glow, which is a lip balm and is available now for $34 for a blooming lip balm. Hello. And a face and body foundation in 40 shades for $40. Lightweight, slight dew finish creates an instantly flawless complexion with an ultra buildable coverage from a natural nude glow to high coverage perfection. Available June the 15th, so there you go. I'm not quite sure how quickly I'll get this edited and up, but if it's not June the 15th yet, that's coming soon. If it's gone June the 15th, you can get it now. Looking at those swatches, at least it seems, I mean, there's always room for improvement, but there's 40 shades, there's a reasonable amount of deeper shades, but there's still an awful amount of beige on that picture, so that's probably going to be a maybe, baby, for me. Because, I mean, when you look at the swatches on that, which I don't know whether that's I think that's the Glow Face palette. They've only got one colour option available. So, unless you're a makeup artist using it on a lot of different skin tones, you're again going to have the issue that you're not going to be able to use a lot of those. Sorry, I'm having to lean because I'm really struggling with my back today. So, you're going to have to put up with a slightly more reposed person. Yeah, and likewise, swatches for the contour kit, again, unless you're a makeup artist using it on a lot of different people, you're not going to be able to use most of those. Warm neutrals, is it anything we haven't already got? Cool neutrals, is it anything we haven't already got? Lip palette. Do you know what this really reminds me of, particularly the colours that are involved with this? Weddings. This is the sort of colours that you normally see brides wearing, and I suppose with a lip palette you could, mix your, there's kind of 9 different nudie shades I suppose, and you could always mix and match to create your own shade. But yeah, definitely, if you're a makeup artist that specialises in bridal makeup, that could be a good way to go for you, because that's what most brides wear. It's not what I wore, but then I'm not most brides. Moving on, Dupe Boss put this up on their Insta, which is a dupe for the Kat Von D Gold School 10th Anniversary Metal Crush palette highlighter thing. Good lord, that takes a lot of words, and that's $30. And Luxie Beauty Celestial, $7.50. Let me think now, which one am I going to go for? So that's just really for your information. If you wanted the Kat Von D one but couldn't afford it, there's a dupe for you. Benefit Cosmetics are bringing out a Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation. And when I originally saw 12 shades, I was like, oh, seriously? But although it is only 12 shades, there's actually a good balance there between light and dark. The gradient is much better. So I don't have any more information about when it's available or how much it's going to cost, but that's on its way. So that's maybe baby from me on that one. Bite Beauty, remember I spoke a couple of Hell Yeah Woh No's ago about their spice collection and the fact that the names didn't seem to match the bullets. There's some swatches, and apparently pink salt is actually pink, so okay, maybe the first picture we saw wasn't a very accurate colour representation, because I still wouldn't have had saffron as a coral colour, because when you think of saffron you think of the colour it turns the food, which is a yellow, rather than the colour that it starts off as. But those are at least closer to the names of the spices. I do quite like the look of that star anise, and I actually like the look of toasted cardamom as well, and hot harissa. So depending on whether I can actually get hold of those, because obviously I want to try a Bite Beauty lipstick, and I couldn't get hold of Taurus to save my life. So if I can get hold of one of those, I will. So that's a maybe, baby. Someone on Twitter messaged Jeffree, "Hi Mom, can I have Sarcophagus in a big pan? Thanks, love you." Now Sarcophagus is in his 24 carat highlight palette, and it's the one that I can, which is the darker highlight palette, and it's the one shade that I can actually use on my skin, and I do really like it, and I do use it a lot. And Jeff replied, "Yes darling, coming right up." So there's a bit of good news for you if you wanted Sarcophagus but didn't want to have to buy the whole 24 carat palette where you're only going to be able to use that one shade, and it looks like that's now going to be joining his Skin Frost line, so that's good news. JD Glow did some sneak peeks of this multi-chrome liquid gel liners. They pre-launched on the 26th of May. I'm not quite sure what the actual launch date is, but I really like that one on the top that sort of goes from teal to purple, because that was my wedding colours. So I am going to see if I can get hold of one of those, because that's probably going to be a hell yeah, depending on price, obviously. If you liked the look of the Fenty Beauty stuff that I showed last week, Dupe Boss have duped the pink shade 7-day weekend with an AOA baked highlighter, which you get from Shop Miss A, and it's $1. So if you are in the market for that but can't afford or can't get hold of the Fenty one, then Shop Miss A has got you covered. I'm sure there's other dupes as well, but that's the one so far that I'm aware of. Hang on, another one I need to answer, sorry, hold on. And I'm back again. Right, Tarte Cosmetics put this up with notes on the paper saying lots of colour, cool tones, green and blue, and that either says social vibes or social likes, or I'm not quite sure. Have they learned their lesson from their so-called April Fools for the Icy Betch palette? Who knows, but you know, I mean, that purple looks woeful on the swatch, but then, you know, let's be fair, he can't always go by swatches. Some things swatch awfully and then on the brush are fantastic. Some things swatch awfully and then on the brush are awful, so we'll have to wait and see. You know, let's hope it's not like their mermaid palette where it's, you know, 20 shades of neutral and 4 pops of colour. Maybe, baby. Because I'm still on a Tarte embargo where I'm not really buying their stuff until they sort their foundation ranges out and make them more inclusive. So it'd need to be a pretty damn special palette for me to break my embargo for that. Spectrum Cosmetics at the end of May launched the Little Mermaid themed collection with Disney. Disney don't miss a trick, do they? The minute they bought Star Wars, like the amount of Star Wars crap that's come out is ridiculous. There's brush collections where you get 10 brushes in a bag for 80 quid. And then you've got little makeup bags for 25 quid, and you've got what looks like a treasure chest with 5 artiste style brushes in, but that's 100 quid. Really? Now I know Spectrum brushes are good, but I am not gonna. And part of me really loves that Ursula one, but I'm not paying 80 quid for 10 brushes and a case. No. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Just no. I mean, you can't even buy the brushes separately, which, and once you take the brushes out of the case, there's nothing on them to show that they're either Ariel or Ursula. There's no character printed on them, it's just the colours, so I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, to be honest. Anyway, Makeup Addiction Cosmetics are releasing a set of nude attire lippies. Are they matte? Yeah, matte liquid lipstick. There's the swatches: peach smitten, barefaced, CEO uncovered and half naked. That's actually quite a good range in terms of nude options. I have to admit, barefaced is calling me in ways that makeup often calls me. So that's a maybe, baby. Okay. first discussion on drama. Manny finally let us see his lighter drag palette, which looks like that. And yes, there are similarities with Jeffree's palette. People have commented this. There's a comparison there, look, because the initial sneak peek we had was of those 3 shades from the Jeffree palette, and people were commenting on how alike it was to 3 of the shades in Manny's palette, and the fact that he's called one of the browns Hunty and Jeffree has a lipstick called Hunty. Right, before I talk about the palette, I'm going to talk about the drama. Jeffree and Manny were very close friends. Jeffree, Manny and Laura were, they were like the bitches of Calabasas, basically. As opposed to the Witches of Eastwick, for those of you not old enough to get the link there. And then things cooled between them considerably. They weren't doing collabs as much, they weren't talking to each other on Twitter. Most notably on Jeffree's birthday, neither Laura nor Manny wished him happy birthday, which they then tried to, when they were called up on it, they said, well, you don't know that we haven't wished him that privately, when they'd done it publicly the previous year. And Jeffree later came out, tweeted and deleted, did a Thomas Halbert, and said no, they hadn't wished him happy birthday. There was a lot of speculation, lots of drama channels did lots of videos about it, but nothing was ever confirmed. Sorry, I'm getting hot and I need the caffeine. Then, when the first sneak peeks of Jeffree's palette came out, and we saw some sneak peeks of Manny's, and then when he released this, there was a lot of hoo-ha about, is this why they fell out? Did one of them copy the other's colour scheme, and is that what caused the bust up? And then there was a whole load of crap went down on Instagram. Here for the Tea's got the full video on it. If you really want to watch it, it's on her channel. Jeffree had actually kept a dignified silence for once. He's not known for holding his tongue in situations like this, but he hadn't come out, he hadn't done a Snapchat rant, he didn't put anything on Twitter and delete it. He just didn't address the situation at all, which I thought was actually a very adult way to approach this, and following on from the numerous apologies he'd made for old videos that were leaked and showing racist behaviour, which he apologised for and said it was shock value. I'm not going to go into all of that again. But it did certainly seem that, at least in this, he was biting his tongue, he was remaining silent, he was keeping it off of social media. And I thought, oh, do you know what? Is he actually finally learning how to bite his tongue and remembering that he's not just Jeffree Star, he's Jeffree Star, CEO of a makeup company, and it does reflect back on your brand. And then screenshots of a private conversation between Jeffree and a fan account of Jeffree's that had followed him for a number of years got leaked. And in it, I'm not going to put screenshots up because I don't want to. It was a private conversation, it should have stayed private. But essentially, Jeffree confirmed that he, Manny and Laura were no longer friends. It seemed that he held particular dislike for Manny, and intimated that both Manny and Laura had used him for his connections and then launched their own brand, and once Jeffree was no longer helpful, they left and dumped him. Now, there's three sides to every story. There's your side, his side, and the truth, and none of us were there at the time. None of us know what actually happened. It could be true. It could be the case that Manny and Laura tagged on to Jeffree, used his contacts, discussed with him about palettes, what did he think would make a good first palette for them, and then once they'd got that information and launched their own brand, they're like, well, I don't need him anymore, thanks, he's a little bit toxic sometimes, I don't want to know. That could be the case. It could be that they just fell out, like friends do fall out at times, and when you do have fallings out with friends, obviously you see it from your side, and if you are particularly hurt over that, then you may view things, historical things that have gone on, with a different eye. I don't know what actually went on. Nobody knows what actually went on except the people involved, and they only know from their perspective. There's no fly on the wall at the time. There's nobody that can actually say, well, I was there, I'm an independent person, this is what actually happened. Basically, there's a lot of people slagging Manny off, there's a lot of people slagging Jeffree off, there's a lot of people coming to the defence of both of them. Personally, because Jeffree didn't come out and make a big fuss about it, to me that says the man's hurting. So I'd imagine there is a grain of truth in there. How much truth, we're never going to know, but obviously the man's hurting, and as a Christian person, I don't like to see anybody hurting. So, do I feel for Jeffree? Yes. Do I feel for Manny that, he's so happy and so proud of his first launch of a palette which is half neutral, half bright, so it's not his gold iron and nude lip. It's got everything that people could want. It's got your everyday shades and it's got your bright pops of colour. So, in all told, that's a really, really sensible first palette to bring out. It's got Be a Queen across the mirror. It's just... Do I feel for Manny that, the hard work that he's put into producing this is kind of being overshadowed by comparisons with Jeffree's palette? Yes, of course I do. Do I feel for Jeffree that he's hurting? Yes, of course I do. Do I let that affect my choice as to whether I purchase the makeup? No. No, not at the moment, I don't. Am I going to buy Manny's palette? Honestly, probably not. Or at least not yet. Because it is an untested formula. I want to see tutorials from people who aren't friends with Manny and who wouldn't necessarily give him a bit of an easy ride. Queen of Blending or Queen of Reaching on Twitter put this picture up, which is from the Sugar Pill website, showing, oh no, it's exactly the same layout as Manny's, but the thing is, Sugar Pill is you buy your own shadows and you put them in and you create your own palette. So, and those £6 palettes were only available from I think February this year, and I'm pretty sure that someone, I can't remember who it was, I know I've seen somewhere that someone has got a shot of Manny's layout with those colours in it from January, so clearly that is just a coincidence. They don't happen often in terms of being genuine coincidences, but in this case that's all that is. Am I going to buy his palette at the moment? Whoa, 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 whoa. No, simply because it is, for me, it's an untested formula. It's coming out at, I think it's coming out about a week or so before Jeffree's, and because I know Jeffree's format and I do like the colours in his palette, I'm disappointed they weren't a lot brighter and there wasn't a lot more colour in there. But having stepped back and taken my initial, oh, I thought it was going to be brighter than that, out of the thing, and looking at it and thinking, would I wear those? There's a lot of colours in there that I would wear. You know, I was looking over it last night thinking, you know, that really inspires me. I could do these colours for an eye, I could do those colours for an eye. And if when I look at a palette I start picturing how I would use the different shadows, that for me means that I want to buy that palette. So yes, I'm getting Jeffree's because I know his formula and because I like the colours. If it turns out that the feedback on this Manny one is good, then, you know, I'll keep my eye out, and if it pops up in a sale somewhere, half price, like I did with Laura's first one with Cat's Pyjamas, I bought that half price because for me it was an untested formula. I will no doubt do the same with this. I shall wait for it to come up in a 50% off sale or a 30% off sale, or wait until I've got a discount code I can use with it, and then I might pick it up. But at the moment, in terms of what am I going to spend my money on, because I can't get both, it's going to be the Thirsty palette and some of the lipsticks, probably a makeup bag, and then I will think about the Manny one later. Continuing with the drama, because let's get all the drama out of the way in one go. You know, I had my mini rant last time about Huda reformulating the rose gold palette, and the way that she withdrew the initial palette I thought was a shocking way to behave. You know, people wouldn't have gone out and bought it had they known it was being reformulated in 6 months. They would have waited and got the new formulation. However, the people that have got the new one are not happy. And they've been putting some reviews up on Sephora. And again, I'm mentioning here for the tea because this is where I saw it first, then I went to the Sephora thing and saw the same thing myself. A lot of Sephora reviews started to disappear as well. Now, whether that's gremlins in the system or Sephora trying to hide the fact that this remastered Huda palette is not as good as people are claiming, I don't know. I'm not going to get involved in speculating about that. But, sorry about that, my memory card filled up. Right, as I was saying, what people are saying is that the remastered shimmers or textured shadows or glitters or whatever you want to call them, when they are putting their finger onto them to either swatch them or apply them to the eye, because she did say these can be applied with a brush or your finger depending on your choice, and people were really lightly pressing on the pans to pick up some product, and the pans were pretty much collapsing. And I'm going to put a couple of pictures up here, or when I'm editing I might have already put a couple of pictures up here, but there's pictures up here showing customer photos, just indicating how those shadows are collapsing, which, you know, not being funny, if I've paid a fortune, $65, 56 quid, for the remastered Better Than Before palette, you know I'm getting wound up when I start really enunciating my words. Palette, and it was doing that, I would be saying many, many rude words. Now, last video I showed you that some of the swatches appeared to be being built up, i.e. swatched more than the once. But you didn't ever see the pan that they were being swatched from. I will read you. I'm not going to put them up on screen because you're going to have to keep pausing it, and that annoys me when people go, "Oh, pause the screen to read the comments." No, no, just look at the pictures of the pans that have. I'm just going to read you some excerpts from some customer reviews on Sephora. 1 star, where are all the eyeshadows? Some of the eyeshadows are absolutely hollow. It's as if they didn't fill each one entirely, which to me seems like a rip-off. It appears there were some that were good and some that weren't, but it's still unacceptable. Another review, 1 star. Pans are hollow and collapse. Stop deleting bad reviews. People will still return it either way, because of course in America you can return makeup. Another review, 1 star. Save your money, this is trash. This item is horrible. The shimmers started falling apart and there's severe indentation on the pans when you lightly swatch. Save your money and go the Anastasia way, or perhaps invest in the Desert Dust palette. This palette is not remastered, it's trash. Another 1 star review, horrible. All the foiled shades are indented and when used they collapse as if they're not fully pressed in the pan. Horrible. You'd think that being remastered it will be perfect, when in reality it's just a shameless money grab by Huda. 2 star review, still not great for a Huda palette. Didn't want to believe the negative reviews, but on closer inspection of my palette it's true. The pans are hollow and collapse under one use. I was so excited for this palette. It looks amazing. The formula feels good, but something definitely went wrong during production. Definitely asking for an exchange, and if the next one's like this I won't be shopping Huda again. Sad day for Huda fans. So there are more than just the unscrupulous business practices in saying you're withdrawing a palette and it's never coming back, so that people buy all the old stock up and then 6 months later remastering it and releasing it again. But on top of that, the remastered palette isn't apparently even as good as the original one was. So, Huda, you are officially on my bitch list. With Tarte, as far as I'm concerned, you are embargoed. I will not be buying any of your eyeshadows, I will not be buying any of your lipsticks, I will not be buying any of your highlighters. I'm actually disgusted with the way that she's running her business. This clearly isn't an isolated incident, and for a remastered palette, that should have been perfect, and it clearly isn't. So quite clearly this is a whoa, 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 no. But you're also on my bitch list with Tarte, and it takes quite a bit to get onto my bitch list. But you're on there. Right, should we leave the drama behind now and get back to makeup and fun stuff? Yeah, let's do that. Marc Jacobs has released another one of his iconic longwear eyeshadow palettes. Really nice, I like this. Quite cool neutrals, so I'm not quite sure why he put a pop of gold in there, because if it's cool neutrals surely you'd put a silver or a pewter, but you know, I do like that. But apparently it is only on sale at the moment at Neiman Marcus. Previous ones have sold for $49. I'm guessing that's going to be the same. And that one is called Social Eyes, as in eyes, not socialising kind of thing. Don't know if that's going to become available elsewhere than Neiman Marcus, but if it does, and if it gets anywhere a little bit cheaper than $49, then I maybe, baby. Boots. Exciting news for all of us over here in the UK. It Cosmetics are going to be available in Boots from the 1st of June, so that was like a few days ago. Way! So we can now try their CC cream without having to buy it from America and pay taxes and stuff. And we can swatch it to make sure it's light enough for our pale as a pint of milk skin. She said having bronzed hers up so that she kind of looks like she's matching her headdress today, but never mind. So yeah, It Cosmetics is now available in Boots. Let's have a celebration for that one. And I'm not being sarcastic, I'm actually quite happy about that. Right, Jeffree has revealed these shades in his Equality mini lipsticks, and I was right on a lot of them. It's Diva, Red Rum, Flamethrower, Queen Bee, which he has remastered because when that was first released in 2015, it was a very thick formula compared to his other ones. Did go quite streaky, but I tend to use that as eyeliner anyway because it tended to make my lips look coffee stains, red wine drinking. Made my teeth not look a very nice colour when I wore it on my lips, so I tend to use that as eyeliner anyway, but it has now been reformulated. The green shade is Equality, that's a new one which is exclusive to this box. The blue is Breakfast at Tiffany's, and I did say, although in my picture last time I had Jawbreaker, I did say that as he just released a Breakfast at Tiffany Colours mirror, I did suspect that maybe that was going to be the shade of the blue, and it was. And then Blue Velvet and I'm Royalty. So I'm going to pat myself on the back for that, because I actually think I got all of them right, because I mentioned the Breakfast at Tiffany's, and if you look at these swatches of, there's one here, Mermaid Blood, Dirty Money, Mistletoe Equality and Crocodile Tears. How close does Equality look to Mistletoe? And here's the official, along with some of the other greens that he's got in his, or he has released, Crocodile Tears, Dirty Money and Venus Flytrap. You can see the promo pics for Equality and Mistletoe look like they're bang on dupes for each other. So I think that is just a remastered Mistletoe, but called Equality because it's the Equality palette and because it's not Christmas, so why would you put Mistletoe in it for a non-Christmas palette? For me, that's a maybe, baby, because obviously I've already got all of those shades. I probably will at some point pick them up, if for nothing else because the donation goes through to the LGBTLA Centre, but also because, you know, the Mistletoe that I managed to pick up is a couple of years old now, and where Equality is a bang on dupe, I think I'd probably rather use that and keep my little Mistletoe as a collector's item maybe, although I say that I don't really collect his stuff, to be honest. I just collect the colours that I wear. I do like Mistletoe, so I'll probably keep wearing Mistletoe, and then when it runs out I'll buy that, so I've got an Equality as a replacement. Did any of that make sense, or am I burbling? It's hot, forgive me. Becca, this appeared very briefly on John Lewis and then got taken down very quickly. Becca Be a Light Face Palette, which was coming up as 35 quid on John Lewis. They do a light, medium and a medium dark. Now they've got brighten one side, blur the other, and the split pan in the middle is blush and bronze. So you initially think, why have they done the blush and the bronze so small? I think they've done it so small because otherwise it would look way too much like the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, which I'll just stick another picture of that down there. It's the Be a Light face palette. There's a promo pic of it. So it looks like it's actually, I would imagine that the lighter of the two powders you would use under your eyes, places that you would highlight, the darker of the two over the rest of your face, like the ambient lighting one, just to give you a soft glow. So, I mean, that's great if you've got oily skin and you want a dewy look, because you can still use your matte foundations to, you know, clamp your foundation to your skin, but then you can use like an ambient lighting powder, or I'm guessing this Becca one, to just give you a little bit of a sheen so you're not completely flat matte, apart from areas that you've highlighted, obviously. And if you look at the blush on there of their split pan, it does look mottled, which again is like the Hourglass Ambient blushes and bronzers. So I would imagine that they've split that middle pan so that they don't get accused of copying Hourglass, which is fair enough, because you don't want people to look at your product and instantly think of a different brand. There. So that's a maybe baby, because 35 quid is actually not a bad price for the amount of product you've got there. So, continuing on, Gimme Glow Cosmetics have now released the promo pics of their little mini lipsticks. Remember I showed last time the 4 nudes. They've got nudes, they've got, which they've called Got Nudes. They've got True Romance, which is sort of pinks, mauves, etc. And then they've got Bestsellers, which are therefore best-selling shades, I would imagine. I'm afraid I still don't have a price for that yet, I'm sorry. Or a release date. Yes, I don't think I have. No, that's the information for the next piece that's coming up, and that's Marc Jacobs that I've already talked about. That's confusing. So yeah, that's maybe baby. Once I know the price, because I do like the look of the True Romance set in the middle. Those pinky mauves and stuff. That's all mauves. That's the kind of colours that. For me, that's the sort of nudes that I go for, so that's definitely a maybe, baby. Moving on, I showed you what I thought was the complete set of colours for the Melt eyeshadow palette called Gemini. It wasn't. They released more colours. It's apparently a 10-pan palette, looking like this. And I'm going to put another picture underneath it, which looks like it's been taken with the flash on, because that gives you because the first picture looks quite dark and then the next one looks quite whoa. So the colours are Fire OG, which is an olive green in ultra matte, Mochi, which is olive mustard, Leo army green, Goals, the Z on the end of it, Golden Lime Metallic, Polka Dot, Warm Tawny Brown, Cupcake True Brown Matte, Bonnie Jet Black, Luna, oh, one of my mates' kids is called Luna, Honey Beige, Gemini, a mutable vermilion duo chrome shadow with a brilliant gold shift. Could they fit any more words in that description? And Lorelei, which is a classic mustard that was available from June the 2nd at noon PST, Pacific Standard Time, on their website. Did I tell you the price for that? Do I have a list of the price for that? $58. It was tucked in with the weight. $58 for that. So if you like Melt Cosmetics and you like the look of that rather than their Melt Stacks, admittedly that's going to be a lot easier to travel with than the Melt Stacks are. I'm torn with that one. I like it, but I don't know if I could bring myself to pay $58 for it, or probably the equivalent of $49 over here, I would have thought. Again, I shall wait for it to hit a sale, and if it comes down to a price that I feel happy with, then maybe, baby. Maybelline in America so far. Why does it always launch in America first? Why can't we get it? You know, Rihanna releases it the same day worldwide. So it starts with Australia and then just works its ways around the world. I get very fractious when I'm hot, and it's hot, hence my fan, and I really hope you can still hear me. But they have released a navy blue mascara. I'm all over that. I mean, I use a lot of my Jeffree shadows with disposable makeup spoolies to give myself coloured lashes, and I really, really do like the coloured lash effect. It can really change a whole look. Really, you can go very monochromatic and then have vibrant eyelashes. So once that comes over, then that's going to be a hell yeah, because I do like Maybelline mascaras and I like the look of that navy. And the closest Jeffree's got to that, well, he's got Blue Velvet, which is more of a cobalt blue, and he's got Abused, which is a navy blue, but when I've used that on my lashes it does look black, whereas this does actually look navy on her lashes. So there we go. Moving on, Nabla Cosmetics are bringing out 9 concealers. a baking and setting powder, and a powder brush. 9 concealers, not great, but you know, 1 light, 4 beige, 1 golden, 2 medium, 1 kind of chocolatey colour, but not, to me that doesn't go anywhere near light enough or deep enough. But in terms again of gradient, it's not bad. There seems to be a reasonably equal mix of lights and darks, and obviously highlighter you tend to have lighter than your skin most of the time, so maybe baby for me on that one. I need to see some more reviews on that. Zoeva are coming out with a Screen Queen selection, and the number of times I've tripped over that when I've tried to say that, I was very careful how I said that. Baby pink and gold packaging. There's a lot of different bits in this collection. I'm just going to show you the picture of the eyeshadow palette. 10 shades, 9 shimmery, 1 matte, which I know is going to annoy a lot of people because they're always moaning, oh, there's not enough mattes, there's not enough mattes. I can make a look with all shimmers. I have done in the past. If the shimmers are finely enough ground, then, or finely enough milled, you can use them and smoke them out through the crease. I've got to admit, I do like the look of the colours in there. I'm really pleased that we're seeing more cool tone palettes coming out after the dearth of warm tone ones we've seen for the past 2 years. So as I was saying, there's that eyeshadow palette, there's going to be a face palette with 3 highlighters, a brush set, 15 brushes and a makeup bag, and 4 lip crayons, which has the finish of a tinted lip balm. Available June the 11th on their website, and over here we get Zoeva, or I get Zoeva from Beauty Bay, so fingers crossed it will be coming to that quite soon. I do like the look of that. The swatches look really nice for it. Oh look, and there's a picture of the powder and the brush. I like the shape of that brush. It's very similar to my one that I use for dusting away bake, if I do bake, or if I've put powder down to collect fallout, for example. So that's a good shape for a powder brush. So that's some baby on those. More info, or more swatches, I think. Have I got swatches? Yeah, I have. Of the MAC Cosmetics Sweet Collection. And they are... where are we? Right. Starting from the left, coming across, Key Lime Trifle, which is a bright chartreuse, Wildberry Frosting, Cotton Candy Blue, Funfetti Cake White Frost with a multicolour pearl, that would look fab over some dark lipsticks, Coconut Macaroon, or Macaron, which is a pinky beige, Banana Muffins, which is orange. Why is banana an orange colour? Why isn't it orange muffins or mango muffins? It makes no sense. Creamy Peach Pie is watermelon pink with pink pearl, so why isn't it watermelon pie if it's watermelon colour? I'm confused. Caramel Sugar Chocolate Brown and Death by Chocolate, which is a burgundy. I like the look of that Death by Chocolate, I will admit. And then, for most people, slightly more wearable colours. And we have Sugar Cookies, Opalescent Pink, Purple Panna Cotta, which is lilac, Strawberry Mousse, which is Barbie Pink, Raspberry Pavlova, which is a bright fuchsia, Raspberry Cream, which is a fuchsia with blue pearl, Gumdrop, which is an intense pink with reflects pearl. I swear I'm breaking these teeth in for somebody else. And Gumdrop, which is intense pink with reflex pearl, and Strawberry Tort Bright Candy Apple Red. Available June 11th on their website, June 14th at Nordstrom, Ulta and Macy's. Probably means we won't get it in the UK until about the 14th, but I do want to pick up one of those up. Haven't decided yet which of the colours. Part of me is really drawn to that green because it's just so daft. So I might end up picking up the key lime trifle just for the fun of it. Because I do wear daft colours, let's face it. So that's maybe, baby, verging on a hell yeah. Right, moving on because I don't know how much space I've got left on this memory card. I want to delete a load of stuff off. CoverGirl have got the new Matte Made foundation. True Blend Matte Made Liquid Foundation in 40 shades. A matte formula that isn't drying or cakey. Developed with Flexi Hold technology that creates a strong yet flexible film on skin for durability and comfort, while the mattifying powders absorb oil and minimise pores for a soft, matte, flawless finish up to 12 hours of wear. $8.49 each, that's a really good price. Here are some of the swatches. Now, bizarrely, L20, which is the third lightest, actually looks the lightest because of the undertones. The Fair Porcelain to me is a cool tone, so why that's got yellow undertones I don't know. Porcelain's got pink undertones, light ivory, which normally would be yellow, appears to have neutral undertones. Very confused at their naming, but there's your first lot going from L10 to M90, and then T10 Golden Amber to D90 Espresso. So again, you know, there's room for improvement at the other end of the spectrum. They seem to have covered the light end quite well. They just need to get a couple more stripes of dark ones for me, because there is a huge jump from sort of like D70, D80, D90. There's a huge jump between those. But for a drugstore foundation range, that is a good start. I'd be interested, while I'm talking, I'm going to scroll some more swatch photos that I've got up here so you can actually see them swatched on skin. Admittedly, it's all swatched on a white arm, which doesn't really help for the deeper shades, but, you know, we can but. And you can see from the first one that L20 is definitely lighter than the first two. But anyway, you know, that's not bad. That's not bad at all for a start, so I'll be interested to give that a try when it comes over here. So that's a hell yeah when I can get it. Adam Minto, dude that owns Makeup Rev. I'm still waiting for him to take me up on my challenge of producing that Icy Betch palette for me. He did say done when I challenged him, so I'm still waiting, Adam, you know, don't you forget. August, they are launching the first wave of 14 products in their skincare range. So that will be interesting to look at, because I've got quite a lot of Makeup Rev makeup, and 90% of it I love. The stuff that I don't is usually like the fast-based stick foundation, which doesn't work on oily skin, basically. The foundation itself is fine, it just doesn't work on my skin, unfortunately. So I'll be interested to see what sort of skincare stuff they've got coming out, because it will be hopefully a sensible price, and it's important to look after your skin. You know, it's the largest organ in your body. So that's a hell yeah once I see what there is in it. Keeping on the theme of Makeup Rev, they've brought out magnetic eyeshadows in green, gold, blue, burgundy and a coppery colour. And I have the green one right here. And I happen to be wearing the green one right here. So quite clearly that's a hell yeah. I like that a lot. When you swatch it and then you bang it on the table, those ridges come back. When you swatch it onto your brush, you can see the stripes, but it doesn't go stripy on your eyes. Absolutely fascinates me. I could play with that all day. Does have quite a bit of fallout, so if you're going to be using that, do your eyes first before you base, or put powder down to catch fallout. But I can see me picking up another couple of colours of those, because I do like that. And there are times when you're in a rush and you don't want to faff about too much. Just one colour blended up is just so easy to do and so quick. Yes, I have filmed this look. Yes, it will be going up. No, I don't know whether it's going up before or after this, but if it's already up, you can go watch it. If not, you can keep an eye out for it. Adam's been sneak peeking some more stuff, and he did actually say hashtag don't shoot me content team on this one, so I don't think he was meant to tell us about this yet, but brushes are coming out, so that could be good. We all need good quality, sensible price makeup brushes. At the moment my favourites are Real Techniques, Eco Tools, and the gold range of Morphe ones, by which I mean the gold handled ones rather than the black handled ones, because I'm not so keen on those ones. So that's going to be a hell yeah, because you can never have too many brushes, particularly if you're like me and you have chronic pain, because there are times when you think, I really, really can't just stand there and clean my brushes today. So if you've got enough brushes, you can just pick up a clean set and use those and just wash an extra set up the next day instead. So, moving on. Solar Look, who brought out the Dirty Dancing palette, and what other ones did they do? They did Dirty Dancing. I can't remember now. Fibro, Fog and Heat. But they are bringing out a grease palette, Pink Ladies. No idea when it's coming out. No idea what the shades are within it, but I am intrigued. So this is a maybe, baby. Oh, KKW is bringing out, I told you last time about the nude lipstick she's bringing out. There's the swatches, if you were interested. Got to be honest, those top two look exactly the bloody same to me. But, if you really want to spend too much money on a lipstick that you could quite easily dupe with a high street one, but you want it because it's got KKW on it, crack on. You can probably guess mine is Whoa, 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 no. More Zoeva, they're bringing out some Voyager palettes, which it's not Captain Janeway going through a wormhole and getting stuck light years away from Earth and having to come back on 7 of 9 and I'm geeking out. Stop it. It is mini eyeshadow palettes, and as well as being only a £6 palette, the pans themselves are smaller. Rather than being MAC pan sized, they're more like Colourpop sized. So they're going to be ideal travel palette sized. They're doing, I believe they're doing 3 of their best selling palettes, which is Cocoa Blend, Caramel Melange, and the matte palette. So depending on prices of that, they're launching 18th of June in America. What date they're coming over here, again, I don't know. But depending on the prices of that, that's going to be a hell yeah for me. It says coming soon to other retailers: Sephora France, Minty Shop, Beauty Bay, Douglas Cosmetics, can't even speak, Selfridges Beauty, Love Makeup Shop, Cult Beauty, McQueeBeauty.de, that must be a German one, and more. So, coming soon. Patrick Starr's now on his 3rd collaboration with MAC, which is awesome. Nice summery collection from Patrick there. As you can see, there's like highlighters, lippies, what looks like an eyeshadow palette. So, did I have any more details on that further down here? I thought I did, but apparently I don't, do I? Sorry, I'm normally much more organised than this, aren't I? I blame the heat, it's far too hot. Well, if I ever get to the stage that I find the information, I'll either annotate it on screen or I'll mention it later on in this video, but I like the look of those, so that's going to be a maybe, baby. Storybook Cosmetics have said, our hair is full of secrets. We are trying to make fetch happen again. So it looks like they're continuing their Mean Girls thing, but getting into hair products maybe? So hair chalks, hair glitters, who knows, I have to wait and see on that one. Makeup Monster Cosmetics have got Moonlit Metals in, going from left to right. Sea Nymph, Sass, Dragon's Gold, Confetti, Antimatter and Elemental. These are glitter lipsticks. No prices on those yet, no release date. Oh no, I have got prices, $17.95, so $18, probably be about 16 quid over here. So that's a maybe, baby, because I like the look of that pink sass. Right, moving swiftly on. What's this one? Oh, Tarte, who are on my bitch list and I'm not buying from them until they've got all of their foundation ranges increased, have increased their Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation, which now covers 40 shades. Nearly 2 full columns of fair light, 2 columns of medium tan and nearly 2 full columns of deep. Again, they could do with having a few more on the deeper end of the spectrum, but it's getting there. So Tarte, I have moved one step closer to purchasing from you again, but you're still on my bitch list. Love you, sometimes. Chaos Makeup are bringing out new Chaos shadows, Sweet Pea and Aqua Sky, which, seriously, did someone see my wedding photos? Because my wedding dress was purple and my bridesmaids were in teal, and I'm seeing that a lot this year. Look at that swatch for the Aqua one though. Ooh. It's $18. Apparently it can be used on eyes and body, but is not recommended for use on lips. Pressed into 37mm pressed pans and packed in pink seashell pan holders. And it says handle them carefully because they are handmade. So if I can find an easy way of getting hold of those, hell yeah. Beauty Bakery are bringing out this Milk and Honey palette with a Milk and Honey brush. A highlighting palette which this time is actually aimed at us paler skinned girls, which is quite nice. You can see there's Oh Honey and Spoiler Alert, which I could probably get away with both of those. Be Sweet, which has got the Honey Drizzler and Milk and Honey embossed into it. If I was light-handed with that, I could maybe get away with it. And the deeper shade I'd have to use as eyeshadow. But that looks really lovely, and I'm glad that, you know, so many companies don't cater for dark skins, and this is a black-owned makeup brand, a female black-owned makeup brand, who cater for people of colour. But unlike normal cosmetics brands that have people of colour as an afterthought, a black-owned makeup brand does not have people like me as an afterthought. We are still included, and in fact their Cake Mix foundation does actually go light enough for me. I know I'm not the palest of the pale. I'm, if you know your MAC shades, I'm NW13, so 110 on Maybelline to give you a bit of a indication, and 1C0 Shell in Estee Lauder Double Wear. So the Beauty Bakery foundation Cake Mix does go down light enough if you are that sort of shade. And now there's a highlighting palette as well, so that's maybe baby for that one. The Morphe lipsticks, I believe, are out now. The bullet lipsticks that I thought originally it was a collaboration with Nikita. It's not. She's actually the face of the lipsticks, and they've produced 5 different reds so that regardless of your skin tone, you can find the perfect red for you, which I think is a great idea. $9 each. They've called the deepest one Morphe. Let's just. And then there's Lover, Dominate, Tease, and Steamy. Seriously, Morphe, are you going down the Nars route of calling everything sexual names? I mean, I'm not a prude, but come on. You know, you've got 11, 12-year-old kids seeing this. It's just. Maybe I am getting old. But that's a maybe, baby. Because normally if I wear a bright lipstick, I tend to go for a liquid one that I know is going to set down and not budge around my face too much. Colourpop The Glow Up. They're ending their birthday month with 3 brand new glow duos, which is a combination of velvety matte bronzer and silky soft pearlised highlighters. $10 each. That's actually not bad at all. Step Right Up is cool toned and a light. House of Mirrors is warm tone medium. Up the Ante is warm tone medium deep. So I like the look of those. That's a maybe, baby. Because I have actually got. I don't contour that often, and that for me is a perfect contour shade. So yeah, that's a maybe. That's a maybe for me on that one. I spoke before about the teaser shots that Too Faced had done for their celebrating their 20 years in makeup. This is now a photograph of the palette itself, with the round shades being the original Too Faced 1998 shades that they launched the company with, and then their reinterpretation or reformulated or current equivalent in the square pans. I like the look of that. I like the range of colours in that. Depending on the price, that could be a hell yeah. Jouer Cosmetics are adding concealers and a new brush to their range. I struggle with their foundation. I'm yet to actually find a way to apply it so it doesn't go cakey on me. I've got some little artiste style brushes which I use to put my cake mix foundation on, so I'm going to try the Jouer foundation with those, see if I can get it looking good. But this is the concealer, so if the concealer have as much coverage as their foundation does, that could be a hell yeah. Jaclyn Hill has done these swatches. Don't know whether it's a sneak peek or a hint. She did mention that she's working on something. She spoke a while ago about her own makeup line, Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, but obviously because of things happening in her personal life with illnesses in the family and her own marriage breaking down, which I'm not going to go into, she's obviously had distractions behind the scenes, and hopefully this will help re-energise her and help her move on to her next phase in her life, because the left arm I could take or leave, the right arm I like the look of those. So I don't know if it's going to be a palette or if it's going to be individual shades or if it's going to be 2 palettes, a warm and a cool. Have to wait and see, I'm afraid. As soon as I know more, you'll know more. Louboutin is bringing out some lip lacquers in new shades. Crystal Queen, a holographic pink. Dolly Dula, a warm wine. Dora Candy, a sweet hue of lavender. And Erisa, a tonal blush rose. They look so pretty, but I am not paying Louboutin prices for it. So that's going to be a whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Sorry. Revlon is launching a new prestige brand called Flesh Beauty. And they're starting with 40 foundation sticks. I believe that's the lightest, the middle and the deepest. So it looks like they're actually going to cover a good range. I just hope it's not 35 shades of beige and then 5 shades of deep that have huge jumps in between them. I hope they've been sensible enough to do a good gradient with that. 14 highlighters, 8 blushes, 13 lipsticks, eyeshadow palettes. Price ranges are likely to be about $18 for a lipstick, $38 for an eyeshadow palette. No idea what the stick foundations are going to be as yet. So, as I hear more, you will hear more. Revlon have said it's really focused on the idea of flesh being all flesh colours. We're redefining the notion of what flesh colour really is and having it be inclusive on every level. So that is good. I'm all for inclusivity. Deciem, which is the umbrella brand under which you have The Ordinary and a number of other brands. I touched last week on the fact that strange things seem to be going on with Brandon, but that wouldn't stop me from purchasing from the company. Another one of their sort of companies underneath the Deciem umbrella is Abnomaly, and they've brought out 4 petroleum-free lip balms called Petro What. In 4 flavours: barley, which is pineapple; coconut, which is coconut milk; baobab, which is neutral; and Rio, which is guava. Again, no idea on prices or expected date for that, but I'll let you know as I know. And finally, no, not and finally, there's more. Violet Voss, bizarrely, because normally Violet Voss are palettes full of browns and neutrals, and then she'll bring another palette out and it'll be brown and neutrals with perhaps a taupe. I think she did do one that was all taupes, and there's only one in there that was actually a taupe. Anyway, she's actually released this morning. Oh no, not this morning. I saw it this morning. I think she released it a couple of days ago. Paradise in a palette. Mixture of shimmery and matte colours. Again, that's what I was expecting Jeffree Star's palette to look like, but I like the look of that. That's a Violet Voss palette I could really climb on board with. So, depending on price, that's going to be a hell yeah from me. Too Faced melted lipsticks have got the melted metallics that I spoke about. I've now got swatches of them in 10 different shades. Pillow Talk, Sugar Kisses, Lips Are Sealed. You Better Work. Jeffree's got one called You Better Work. Okay. Give It To Me and Faking It. The Real Teal, I like that. And Scream My Name, purple. Again, my wedding colours, people. And Wanna Rock With You. Now, I've got to be honest. I want my wedding colour ones. I want the Real Teal and I want Scream My Name. So that's going to be a hell yeah. It's coming out round about the 11th of June. How quickly we'll get it over here, I don't know. They also put this up, Tutti Frutti. Absolutely no idea what that relates to, but it's probably going to be a new collection like the Peach collection and the Clover collection and stuff, so I will keep you updated on that as I hear it. Koki Cosmetics, not that easy to get over here, but I do like the look of this palette. This is the Artist palette in Utopia. It's available now on their website and at select Walmart and Rite Aid stores. If you want to order it directly from Koki's website, Bow Addiction has a 25% off discount code, JEN25, which will drop the price from $15 to $11.25, and they offer free US shipping on orders of $25 or more, so that could be worth going for. And now, and finally, this is not makeup, but I wanted to mention it because that's going to be a hell yeah. Bailey's Strawberries and Cream. Oh, definitely a hell yeah. Right, that's me done for another episode. I'm now going to spend probably 12 hours editing all the pictures in, and then another 7 hours exporting the damn thing before I can get it uploaded. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know there was lots of stops and starts in it. I hope that didn't disjoint it too much for you, and I hope you've been able to hear me okay over the fan. Hit that like button for me, comment, share, subscribe. If you are subscribed, click that bell. If you've already clicked the bell, double check it's still clicked, because YouTube has been unclicking bells for me on people that I follow, and I've stopped getting notifications, so I've had to go and re-click the bell. So you can ring my bell, my bell. Okay, that's enough for me. If I've started singing, it's time for me to really go and have a lie down in a cool room somewhere. So I hope the rest of your day is fabulous, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.